Hello, welcome on board, and thank you for taking time to subscribe to ABMC e-learning portal, and in terms of subscribing to participate in learning online. There is no other better time to start learning other than in this time, where you have the opportunity to upgrade your skills in terms of the various learning that are out there. And this is one of the ways in terms of which you can be able to fast track your career growth, and more so knowledge skills in terms of being able to understand and master your work skills on what you do on a day-to-day basis. So this introduction video is to guide you through how to access the portal. By now, you should have already received your login credentials, which you should use to subscribe. And once you subscribe online, you'll be able to land on this particular page. Global Events Management is the training provider for e-learning portal for ABMC International and its affiliate, the Global Academy of Finance Management, who also go further in terms of offering accreditation courses for those who are interested to become certified and have already mapped up experience within their career and career development. So the e-learning portal has been clustered into this kind of segment. It has a navigation bar, it has a homepage, dashboard, events, and my courses. So this makes it much easier for you to access. And when you click the dashboard, you're able to see the overall overview of your entire subscribed events. And it's a powerful tool which gives you an idea of where you need to complete, what you've not completed. This is just a test in terms of what I have not done. So those ones which are written recently accessed courses, they are those ones which are above, which you can go back inside and perhaps complete if you haven't. And then down here, it gives you an aspect of saying how many courses do you have and how much have you covered. Like I can only see you have done like 5%, and it can load up to 24 courses. And then on the side, there is the calendar in case the courses listed here have been mapped to your learning by your L&D or your L&D manager, or by ABMC. When you subscribe, you will find we've already mapped the calendar out for you. And if you have another event coming up within a specific time, it will show up on the upcoming events. Currently, we just listed them open so that it gives you flexibility to start one course and move into the next one without mapping it to the calendar. However, it's a powerful tool in terms of time management, as you can already see here. Then under events, you're able to see what other events are already mapped up on your calendar. So if we have listed them there, you'll be able to see them. Currently, we don't have anything within the calendar because this is currently loaded for presentation purposes. Under my courses, if you click on my courses, let me see. It gives you, I don't know why it's not opening, but it gives you a breakdown of all the courses you've already been subscribed for. And that leads us to now our first course. So I'm just going to dive deep
Thank you
in
for
terms
joining
of
us at
this
ABMC.
particular course so that you see where you will have access to the first course, currently the health and wellness. So under the health and wellness, each and every time you'll have an introduction presentation by our Chatter AI. So it's a chatbot which has already been created to give you guidance in terms of what the course is all about, how to go about the learning, and it gives you specification, more or less what I'm telling you right now, so that you're able to have a smooth running curve in terms of learning. Under the same segment, there is the social forum and there is the announcement. The social forum is whereby you decide to come here and add a discussion with your team members. If you're in a cohort within your organization, you're doing e-learning as an organization, or you're doing it as an individual, you can add comments here, and anyone who is doing the course will definitely be able to see it and they'll be able to comment. And that gives you an interaction forum where you can be able to discuss.
Thank you for joining us at ABMC.
So each and every time you load this page, the Chatter app will definitely remind you or give you a presentation. You can always mute it or you can always cancel it. There is the announcement segment of it. Any announcements coming from our end, or if it's during a cohort, if this course has been moduled under a cohort within an organization, your supervisors or your learning and development managers will perhaps be putting announcements. They will be shown on the announcements. The other segment, which is now here, it's purely on e-learning and e-certification. E-certification is guided, where you get the modules have already been broken down, where you can just select one module and learn on that module, do an exam, then go to the next module. So it's manually done so that it gives you an upper hand to learn in terms of flexibility, but it doesn't have any differentiation with an e-learning. E-learning is already automated. E-certification is mostly set up in terms of a workshop base where you're learning during the class or you're doing distance learning for yourself. However, we still have guided tutorials by our charter up to tutors. So for example, if I start with, say,
Thank you for joining.
module 1 in terms of introduction, you'll be introduced to the module. So you will have here the PowerPoint.
Quote from Buddha: "To keep the body in good health is a duty. Otherwise we shall..."
Presenter on the side guiding you through the entire presentation, so which is pretty much cool. You can decide to take that option, or you can decide to take the e-learning version, which we subscribe to entirely, each and every person who subscribe for e-learning, to guide them towards e-learning, because e-learning is self-automated and it's really cool because it gives you ability to go back to where you left last, other than the e-certification, which is manual because it requires you to self-guide yourself in terms of learning. So for e-learning, you get to see objectives about the program, and also you get to see the number of attempts allowed to access this particular course, and also able to see the grades which are already there. So you're also able to see the last completed attempt, and also able to see the grades in case of any. So if I click here, so there is the preview, which does not take you to the actual learning, and then there is the normal, so which takes you to the actual learning. Preview is set because you might have like 10 courses subscribed for you within a month, or even if it's 2 courses, you might want to preview so that you decide which one you want to start. So it's a pretty cool feature for you to be able to see through the course. So you can click enter, or you can click next activity, so it will automatically take you in based on what you selected. I've selected the actual learning, so it takes you inside the learning page, which has been guided and custom made with a light skin video, which can load like literally on any internet as long as you have internet connectivity on your mobile. It has a feature which resembles your screen, so it does not portray outside your screen, so it's very well developed. So it gives you an understanding of where you are starting the course, whether it's to resume. If I had started officially, it would have taken me to the first module. But now, because I'd already accessed this before, you're able to see where to access it. So if I click resume from where I left last, it takes me perhaps to, this is where I resumed past. But to guide you how the course is, you click just the menu, you're able to see all the modules. So under the modules, you're able to jump into any of the modules. The challenge with that is that you might be asked a question that is related to the previous module and you may not be able to answer. So it's important to start systematically from one module to the next. So if I go to the first one, which is usually introduction, does not have the assessment at the end of it because it's just an introduction. But if I go to the next one, which is module 2, it has several units and it has a case study. So a case study is an employee reinforce the learning using case study activity. So the case study is building in terms of what you've learned within that particular course, and to just give you practical understanding of how to impact that particular knowledge into your real life work scenario. So there's an animated video that guides you during that particular course, and then it emphasizes in terms of the course and learning curve for an individual. And then immediately after that particular case study, you jumped directly into the exam bit. The exam bit, now you're able to be asked questions based on that particular module, and you have to complete the exam for you to jump into the next module. So it pretty much requires someone to learn. You cannot escape this. So you have to put your mind into what you've learned and put the right answer, and then click submit. And then it will grade and give you a score at the end of the completion. Then that way, as an individual, you're able to see how much you've scored within that particular program. So if I click, my grades, I'll be taken to this program. So like here, I've been enrolled to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 courses. I'll be taken to health and wellness just to see my user report. So within that, you'll see I've been enrolled on e-learning tutorial. If I took the other one, it would show you e-certification. But now, because we are doing e-learning, not e-certification, You'll be able to see your courses graded here, and you're able to see your total score at the end. And that way, you're able to know if you did well, if you did not do well, perhaps if there's an attempt, which I don't believe there is. We're just giving, I think, one attempt per unit. Is just to reinforce the learning so that you are able to do it correctly. At the end of it, you'll get a certificate of attendance based on how you scored. And then from there, you'll be able to go to the next course systematically until you complete your courses. So there are over 150 courses, some which have already been developed under this particular module, and others under the e-certification module. So it depends which program you want to subscribe, but you can subscribe through our e-learning page. If you had already subscribed this as an individual or as a corporate, they might have already subscribed your courses from this segment. From here, you're able to select over 150 courses, which is already benchmarked on your learning curve currently based on the course you've selected. So that's it for now, and thank you for joining us.